What's going on, y'all? So today I'm back with another video, and today we're going to do a mukbang slash story time. So let's go ahead and jump into this, what I have to eat, because the bag is secured. I have Jersey Mike's. Today I have the Chipotle cheesesteak sub with extra jalapeno and banana pepper cups on the sides. I just love banana pepper and jalapeno. So this is everything. So we'll be eating along with this. Now I only got the small sub today because I didn't feel like paying the $15 for a big sub. I mean, I could have ate it all. That's no question, but I just felt like I wanted a little snack to come to y'all. And today's story time is going to be about my Hobby Lobby working experience when I worked for them. Anyway, let us do this before we eat and talk about Hobby Lobby. This child. So anyway, you know, Hobby Lobby, to me, is one of those stores that people like because they get crafts and straw and this and that, but working for them is an entirely different thing, and I'm going to tell you why. So, let me see. This was a year ago when I got hired. And I just left my other job. I was looking for another job. And I'm like, well, I'll go to Hobby Lobby because I heard, you know, the pay was good and it was a very good place to work and you had to take a math test to get in there and this and that. So I said, well, let me call and put in an application, whatnot, if I get the job, whatever, if I don't. So then, as time progressed and I put in other applications at other places, you know, nobody was calling me back. So I said, well, hopefully I'll get this Hobby Lobby job. I want to have this Hobby Lobby job. At least I'll be getting nice little coins. Then they called me, the manager called me. He said, well, come in for the interview, this and that. So then I got to the interview and, you know, we talked. He asked me a whole bunch of questions, you know, the standard procedure questions they ask you in an interview and whatnot. After that, I had to go home and then I came back for the math test. Yeah, a math test. And on that note, we're going to take our first bite. Look at that, honey. Let me open it up. Y'all see that? Look at, look at that, honey. Just going to get this bite. It's so good. Every time I have it, it's so good. And then what you do is, you get a banana pepper and a jalapeno. You put that right into the part where you're going to bite into. That right under there. You see that right in there? And then you bite that. It's so good. So anyway, I take the math test. And you have to get 8 out of 16 right to pass the test. And you couldn't use a calculator. You cannot use a calculator. It's so good. So now, take the math test, interview. I finally get the job. I'm so excited. I'm going to work for Hobby Lobby. I know I'm the real team. Can't tell me nothing. Little did I know, yeah, it was about to change. It was about to change. So good. So now it's time for my first day of work. Oh, not work. Because I go to my first day of training. And all the training, you sit there and you do the training. And you really don't do anything physical. I mean, you watch videos, you know, like some of these other jobs do. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I have to include this detail of how I was able to figure out how my time at this place was going to go as far as my job was concerned. The manager asked me the day I got my job, he asked me, what do I feel like I will be best at doing? I said that my best position will be in the front at cashier with my personality type, outgoing, be better suited for the customers, greet them, help them around the store, this and that. This man looked me in my face and said, well, I have a position as a stockman in the back available. Did you catch it? Did you catch it? So, yeah. So now that that's happened, and I do the training, now it's my first day of work. This is a Wednesday. Never forget it. It's tiresome. So I'm going in thinking my first day of work's gonna be light. It's gonna be this, it's gonna be that. I get back there and I'm building furniture. I'm like, okay, well, it can't be that bad. I'm pretty sure they have tools and all types of everything that I need. I got back there. They had about 2 drills and a few other little mechanics, and that was it. Everything else had to do the little hand screws that came in the packages for everything you had to build. So I'm like, is this how everything's gonna go? Because I know this is not how everything is gonna go. Is this really how everything's gonna go? So, time passes, and I'm doing work, I'm building furniture, and as the evening approaches, because this is my first day, so I'm still building stuff, they work at a fast pace. And so they think you're going to be Spunky Rabbit and get everything done because you have to get stuff done in a timely fashion and time management. I mean, come on. It shouldn't be that hard of a concept. But the way they made it look to me, the way they kept asking me, are you done yet? You haven't got done with that yet? Now, mind you, they would say it in a playful way and make it seem like it was nothing, but I caught all the shade. I mean, if I was too slow at working, you should have just told me that. I mean, then again, for the duration of the time I was going to be there, it really didn't matter. But I bared with it, and I kept going. And so 2 more weeks passed, this and that. So then I'm told, well, we hired you to help us, but I was told you're going in reverse. You're going a little slower than expected. How fast can you build a dresser? How fast can you build, shelves? How fast can you build this stuff? I mean, you can't just get it done in 5 or 10 seconds. And I'm not Bob the Builder. So I'm not finna sit up here and go, so I'm in my mind, I'm about to go crazy. I'm already, just, I don't know. Anyway, I let more time go by. Now, this is where it gets irritating. So when you become a stockman, you have the duty of doing the bathrooms, sweeping, mopping, this and that and the third. So this is my first day doing it. And I do it, I clean my bathroom like I would clean my home bathroom. But I guess according to them, that wasn't good enough. So the next morning, I would come into work. I would get hunted down, and get told, well, who did bathrooms last night? Because they didn't do a good job at the bathroom last night. And I know you did bathrooms last night because you told me you were doing bathrooms tonight. So I'm like, okay, yeah, and what? In my mind. So then the person takes me to the bathroom and shows me how bad of a job I did, and how I didn't change the aerosol can, and how the paper towel roller was working, because at my point in time, it was working. But when he went in there, it wasn't working. So then he tried to call me a liar, saying that I lied, saying that the thing was working when it wasn't working. Anyway, it didn't really matter at that point to me, because at the time, I was over it. And I was so over it, that I could have quit the same day. Now, more time progresses, and it's constant. Every time I do floors or every time I do bathrooms, it's a bad job. Then the person who's over me gets yelled at by the manager. Then they come back and yell at me. And all of this is a big build up to what's going to happen in the near future. So now weeks pass and, I've just been working and working and working. And one day, I'm over in the floor department, putting some stuff up with a coworker of mine. And so I hear my name over the intercom to come to the office. Warning, this conversation that I'm about to tell you about is why I left. Period. So I'm thinking like, oh, am I in trouble now? What did I do this time? So I go to the office. The head manager was standing in front of me at his desk. The co-manager was sitting on this side on the other end of at the end of the manager's desk. So I sit down, I'm like, okay, whatever. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. I'm like, go bye. So the manager proceeds to ask me, how are you doing today? Whatnot, okay. Then he starts asking me, well, how are you enjoying your time at Hobby Lobby? Now, to be nice and fair, I say it's going fine, I like it, it's coming along, whatever. Then he says, well, that sounds good, but we're a little concerned. So in my mind, I'm thinking, what are you concerned about? All right. So then he begins to say, well, the reports I've gotten and the work that you've been doing and the things that I've been hearing isn't lining up to what you're saying. And we just feel like going forward as we get further into the year and there's more work to be done and we have to stay longer, we think that this may not be the place for you. Oh no, we think that this isn't the place for you. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, really? This is not the place for me. Okay, I let them I respond. I don't know what I said. No. I say, okay, I understand your points. And I'm trying to figure out what I can do to improve. Then they said, well, it's about improving, but you have to improve long term. We just can't improve for the moment. So he said, well, if you need the time to think about it, I know you're off the next couple days. Come in and let us know what you're thinking, blah, 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 blah. So now the whole time I've been in one position in the back doing these stockman duties. People who know me know my personality type is not for the back. But I went ahead and took the job. I wanted some coins. Not like I really needed the coins, but I wanted some coins. And I decided just to play along with their thing. But at the same time, it's like, okay, whatever. It's going, okay, whatever. So now, I'm like, in my mind, after I leave that meeting, I'm like, so they're going to tell me I'm not doing a good job with the little bit of time I've been here. I'm like, well, I'm not perfect, but I know how to clean a bathroom. I also know I can change a paper towel holder. And I also know I can do these little basic, okay, maybe the furniture, I'm slow at that. I could have been a little faster by now. Whatever. I don't work at IKEA. I don't work at Furniture Fair. I don't build furniture. I don't build electronics. I don't build robots. The only thing I build up is calories and pounds. And that's only because I love eating. How about that? So anyway, I go home and I think about it. I talk to somebody about it. And I'm sitting there contemplating. And I'm like, yeah, it's time to go. When they said, we don't think this is the place for you, that was my cue to go. Now, I would have stayed, because I had plans to stay until January, until I went back to school for the spring semester. But I'm like, I weighed out everything. I saw how my finances were looking. I'm like, yep, it's time to go. So now, this is Thursday, as I was off the next following day. And then Saturday will be the next day I will be off until the next Wednesday. So then I go on that Saturday because the head manager was going on vacation. So whoever I was going to give my final thoughts to on what I was going to do would be either the co-manager or the assistant manager. So when I go in that Saturday, the co-manager's in there and I track him down and I go in there. I had on my red shirt and black shorts. And that's very important because that's important to know. So I go in there, I sit down and talk to him, and I said, well, I've been thinking about the conversation that we've had up until this point about my work and this and that, what's going on. So I feel like that if I can't do the job because y'all feel like I can't do the job, then y'all can find someone else and I will leave. That's exactly what I say. So then he's like, well, you don't have to give up because it looks like you're giving up. No, I'm not giving up. Y'all said to me that if y'all said to me, we don't think this is the place for you. So that lets me know that I'm not supposed to be here. And if you already found somebody else who can do the job better than me, y'all can go ahead and hire them. Because I'm not going to keep sitting here, coming in every day, busting my tail to whatever degree I'm busting my tail to, because I'm only going to give you what you pay me an hour. I'm not going to sit up here and play these little games and kiss your tail because you want me to go and burn down myself trying to work these little jobs. No, 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 no. I will leave. So I filled out the paper, did my 2-week notice. Then he started giving me this lecture about, well, what are you going to do in the future? I'm going back to school. Okay, well, in my working experience, and I've been in management 20 years, I really think that everything takes time, and, I can't make you not put in your 2 weeks, and I can't, force you to do this and that. And I said, I understand, but I also have to know what's best for me, and what's best for me in this moment based off what I was told by you and the manager yesterday, 2 days ago in the office. This is not the place for me. And so I think it's time for me to go. Long story short, I'm off the next couple days to the next Wednesday. And that Wednesday, and then that Friday will be my last, let me see, because it was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks. So I worked that week and then worked the next week. Then I didn't care at all. Now, originally, when you get there, you're supposed to put your phone in the locker. I never did put my phone in the locker. I had my phone on me every day I went into work the whole time, and I was looking at it, taking little phone breaks, had to send this text, had to check, because I have to know what's going on at the house. I don't want any emergencies to come up and I don't have my phone on me. That's just not, no. I mean, I understand it's against code and this and that, but at the end of the day, who cares? I was never caught. I was caught one time by one of the nice managers, and she had just got put on to management. It's not like any of the heads ever caught me because I wasn't that dumb. And as big as the Hobby Lobby is, you would hardly ever get caught anyway unless they looked on the cameras. And I was smart enough to stay out the way of the cameras because why would I be in the way of the cameras on my phone? And if they did catch it, they never said anything to me. And as far as I'm concerned, they were going to fire me eventually. And before I gave them the satisfaction of firing me, I went ahead and left. Absolutely. Don't ever let these jobs make you feel like you have to stay there. Do not kiss their tail. I understand people have different circumstances and bills and stuff they have to pay, and they have kids and this and that. But as for me, I'm single, I don't have no kids, I'm in college, I'm still living at home. I will leave. It doesn't matter to me. It surely doesn't. Let me eat my sandwich. So, I mean, if I was to rate my overall experience, aside from dealing with the management, and it really wasn't really the entire management. It was like one or two key people. I made people like the people who I spoke to on off the basis they liked me as far as I knew. I just don't think that they took too kindly to my outgoing demeanor. They thought I was gonna come in there and be serious every day and build furniture and do my life, and that was it. I like to talk. I was spending a good portion of the time talking. I remember on one of my last days, I stood in the front of the store an hour talking about the staff and some other parts of the staff I didn't like and this and that. They didn't scare me. Because at the end of the day, I left because the door was open for me to leave. Had they never said that, I would have left later. I still would have left eventually. But yeah, this it. I mean, I would never work for them again. They wouldn't even hire me back. And from what I heard that's been going on after the COVID-19, still during the COVID-19, they're already in bad shape. But that's none of my business, and I digress. You know? You can't let people talk to you any type of way. I mean, and as long as my mama and another person told me it was alright to leave, then I was leaving. At that point, it didn't matter. I was ready to go anyway. But I was trying to hold on. But at the end of the day, I'm gone. I'm much happier. And I can go in and be a customer now. And now being an ex-employee, I can really throw that shade. But if you liked today's video and you enjoyed this little story time, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications. That way you're notified every time I post. Follow me on social media, on Snapchat and on Instagram. My handles will be in the description box below. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.